Born Sajamin on January 10, 1949, in North Sumatra, Indonesia, Ahmad Suradji's life began with hardship. His father, Jogan, passed away when he was just 7 months old, leaving him in the care of his mother, Sartik, along with a younger sibling. Their lives were simple: subsistence farming, humble meals, and no wealth to speak of. But Suradji was no ordinary child. At the age of 12, he discovered his father's old books, manuals on black magic and occult knowledge. Obsessed, he began memorizing them, believing they contained the secrets to power, respect, and fortune. His mother nicknamed him Nasib, meaning fate, after he nearly drowned in a well and survived. His peers, however, gave him another nickname, Kelawang, the machete, because of his habit of carrying a blade while stealing cows. In his late 20s, he married a woman named Tumini from Pekanbaru. Hoping for a better life, he changed his name to Ahmad Suradji, believing a new identity might bring better fortune. However, when Tumini bore him 4 sons instead of a daughter, he decided to marry her 2 younger sisters, Tumina and Ngatia, at the same time. This polygamous marriage sparked outrage, and even his own mother opposed it. In retaliation, Suradji forced her to leave the house. Still, locals began to see him as special. He claimed to communicate with his deceased father in dreams. Over time, villagers started calling him Datu, a term of respect. People came to him seeking healing, protection, love, or success. But behind this spiritual reputation lay a man with deadly ambitions. Beneath the mask of the humble healer was a man gripped by dark compulsions. In the late 1980s, Suradji claimed he received a revelation during a dream. His father's spirit instructed him to kill 70 women, absorb their spiritual energy by drinking their saliva, and bury them facing his home. Only then would he become a supreme shaman. Taking this dream as gospel, he opened a clinic offering traditional medicine, massage, and paranormal services. His home in Basilam Baru, Deli Serdang, became a destination for those desperate for solutions to love problems, wealth issues, or illness. Unknowingly, many walked into their final moments. His clients were mostly women seeking rituals for beauty, prosperity, or love retention. He charged significant amounts, between 3.9 million rupiah to 4.7 million rupiah per session. They never imagined that what awaited them was a death ritual disguised as spiritual healing. Between 1986 and 1997, Ahmad Suradji murdered 42 women. The modus operandi was always the same: disturbingly ritualistic and deceptive. One of his earliest known victims was Em, a woman who came to his house in 1986 seeking success in life. Suradji led her to a sugarcane field, carrying a hoe and rope. There, he instructed her to stand in a hole buried waist deep. Then, without warning, he covered her mouth and nose and strangled her until she died. After the murder, he performed a ritual using her saliva and buried her naked in the field. The next day, he returned to his farming routine as if nothing had happened. More victims followed: Yusniar, 1987, Tomblok, 1988, Rusmina, 1989, Kunyil, 1993. Each woman buried alive and strangled in the same fashion. The rituals were consistent, and so were the lies he told them. This is for love, for success, for happiness. His final victim was Sri Kamala Dewi, a woman seeking consultation for personal problems. On April 23, 1997, she visited Suradji's home. Like the others, she agreed to be buried waist-deep at night for a purification ritual. He strangled her and buried her in the sugarcane field. Days later, her body was discovered by a young man, triggering an avalanche of horror. Another potential victim, Yanti, managed to escape. Lured by a friend's glowing transformation after visiting Suradji, she agreed to undergo a ritual. In the sugarcane field, she was ordered to disrobe and enter a dug hole. When he tried to smother her, she resisted, knocking him down and fleeing half-naked through the field. Ashamed and afraid, she remained silent for days. But eventually, her story became key evidence. Sri Kamala Dewi's body was discovered on April 27, 1997. Initial suspicion fell on her husband, with whom she had recently argued. But police soon shifted focus. A man named Andreas reported that he had accompanied Dewi to Suradji's house. Police visited the home of the Datuk. They found women's clothing, jewelry, and ritual tools. During interrogation, Suradji first denied any involvement. But mounting evidence and survivor testimony cornered him. Eventually, he cracked. "I have killed 42 women," he confessed, detailing every location and victim. He claimed to be guided by a supernatural whisper, a dark prophecy urging him to complete a quota of 70 souls. The sugarcane field became a crime scene of unimaginable scale. 42 bodies were recovered, all women, many still buried facing Suradji's home. His first wife, Tumini, was found complicit in several killings. She lured victims, managed ritual tools, and helped destroy evidence. On May 2, 1997, police arrested Ahmad Suradji and his 3 wives. All were charged with murder and complicity. The trial captivated the nation. How could a respected shaman be a serial killer? In court, Suradji showed no remorse. He spoke with calm detachment about the murders, as though he were still under some form of trance or belief. On April 27, 1998, the Lubuk Pakam District Court sentenced him to death. Tumini received a life sentence. Public reaction was furious. Communities mourned the deaths of mothers, daughters, and sisters who had trusted this man. While in Tanjung Gusta prison, Medan, Suradji reportedly repented. He began attending religious classes, claiming he had abandoned black magic. The prison warden even praised his dedication to faith. But inside, Suradji was unraveling. His hopes for clemency were repeatedly crushed. He filed for presidential clemency in 2004, again in 2007. Both rejected. Legal procedures delayed his execution, but it was only a matter of time. On July 10, 2008, at 10 p.m., the sentence was carried out. He was tied to an oil palm tree in a secluded plantation. The firing squad stood just 3 meters away. 3 shots were fired. Within minutes, Ahmad Suradji was dead, executed in the same type of field where he had taken so many lives. The sugarcane fields of Semayang hold more than soil and roots. They hold the souls of 42 women, buried with their heads facing a house that once belonged to a murderer who thought himself a god. The villagers refused to bury Suradji in his hometown. His name became cursed. His home abandoned. His legacy immortalized in nightmares. In 1997, the story inspired a horror film titled Misteri Kebun Tebu, Mystery of the Sugarcane Field, directed by Joko Supriyono. The film captured the eerie presence that still clings to that quiet land. To this day, some say the cries of the dead can still be heard in the sugarcane fields at night.